So it looks like, guys, that the WBO have ordered Billy Joe Saunders to fight Andrade or Demetrius Andrade next, which again is exciting news because I think Billy Joe and Andrade, I was looking for that. I was looking forward to that fight, and it would have been a great fight. But you know, Billy Joe ended up failing a drugs test, and you know, we didn't get to see that fight. But I think this is a fight that I wanted to see. I think stylistically a great matchup between two great fighters. I think Andrade is a very good fighter. Billy Joe Saunders is a very slick fighter. They're both very slick. After watching Andrade for the last couple of fights, I do give the edge to Billy Joe Saunders. I think Billy Joe Saunders will have his number, but there's many people that think Andrade beats him, that Andrade's too slick, and Andrade will do a job on Billy Joe Saunders. So it's a fight that I want to see. I think Billy Joe Saunders is living off that Lemieux performance a little. Don't get me wrong, he's had some good performances, but I do think he's not been stepped up to that top level yet. So we just don't know how good he is. I do think Demetrius Andrade is probably the most skillful fighter he's going to face. The only issue I have, I don't know whether this fight's going to get made. I think Billy Joe Saunders will have to probably take less money now. He'll have to take less money, and I think he'll probably be willing to do that, because if he's confident he beats Andrade, right, it makes sense for him to do it. You know, he becomes a world champion, The middleweight division's on fire right now. We've got Jacobs, Canelo, we've got Golovkin there on the side. He could even get a fight with Golovkin. That would be massive. I do think that fight in the UK would be huge. I don't know how big that fight does in the States, but I do think Billy Joe Saunders v Golovkin, if he can pull off a win against Andrade and it's for a title, I'm pretty sure Golovkin would be considered that fight. But I won't be surprised if Golovkin moves up to 168 to fight Callum Smith in the summer. It wouldn't shock me, because there were some mumblings about that. And I do think now that Canelo's chosen Jacobs, it does make sense definitely make sense for Golovkin to consider the Callum Smith fight, because for a title at a weight category above, he's never won a championship above weight. So I think that makes sense for Golovkin. But you know, I do think Billy Joe Saunders and Andrade is gonna lock horns now. So Golovkin's gonna be left with not many great fights at middleweight. So I do think Golovkin moves up to super middleweight, fight Smith, and I think Billy Joe Saunders and Andrade fight to see who's gonna. I'm not sure how good Andrade is. I think Billy Joe Saunders can do a job on him. And I think Billy Joe Saunders on his day can cause any middleweight a lot of trouble. What I think may happen is Billy Joe Saunders, if he can beat Andrade, you know, hopefully he'll probably look for the winner of Jacobs and Canelo. That will that be for the undisputed? I think it will, you know. I think if Billy Joe Saunders can beat Andrade, his next fight might be a fight against the winner of Jacobs Canelo for the undisputed middleweight title. So that's what I mean. Billy Joe Saunders, although he was in a difficult situation, he may find himself in a position where if he can beat Andrade, he might just be fighting for the undisputed middleweight championship of the world, which is crazy to think about it. But leave your thoughts, guys. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.